Hi, welcome back. So this is basically carring in. You know, texturing, yes, can be hard, especially for me, for anyone colourblind really, or, you know, it can be hard for anyone who's never really came across texturing. Now to unwrap this would be a bit of a beast. We could use Neil Blevin's method, which is a very efficient method that relies a lot on scripts, but it's high poly and we have quite a few tools at our disposal anyway to make this in a kind of a viz sense. Later on you could break this down and unwrap it all you want, but let's do this in a viz way first. So what I need to do is take this weapon here and I'm going to change all my coordinate systems here to view, and at the moment, as you can see, our robot's all coloured in. If I press M, you'll see in our material editor. Go away, CUDA, stop being awkward. I've got my actual renderer set up slightly wrongly, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my renderer, which I believe is probably still set up as iRay, and change it back to mental ray. There we go, and now things will kind of appear normally again. Now I have some basic materials in here, and as you can see I've already got some in the scene. If I get material from my imported object, let's go down. You can see in my scene materials here I've got just completely basic materials going on for things like, well, you can see what they're assigned to here. There's a lot of different parts assigned, but there's only what, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 different colours, could be 5, 6. There we go. So this is kind of where we're going to go to from here. Okay, just to show you how I did this. So I'm just going to create standard material. It doesn't need to be anything more complex than that. And I tend to go for a nice bright primary colour myself. There's a red, there's a bluey colour, which will need to be a standard. There we go. So we just want these 6 slots. 6 slots? Yeah, nice. These 6 slots filled up. You see, I can't tell the difference between these 2 colours at all. There, that'll do. That's better. It's one of the problems of being colourblind. You just don't have a bloody clue sometimes. And this one, thankfully in 3D, you don't need to have good colour perception all the time, which does help. As you can see, I had a lot of materials I was using just for previewing and stuff. Nice dark grey there. And then this one, I'll just make it white. Or near white, just off-white. Okay, so I've got 6 contrasting colours. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to paint my actual weapon using this. So, I'll take my weapon first and hide unselected. And I'm just going to put this here. Now this is a group, so I'll just ungroup it. And as you can see, we've got all these items now. And I'm going to use basic colours just to do things like cases, and then I'll hide them as I go along. It's not especially hard. So if I go to here and do that, material with its name in this scene, what is it? Well, let's rename it, shall we? So we'll call this Mat 1, and so on, because we need to have unique names on these. Now this isn't the only way you can do this sort of thing, but this is the way I do it. And it makes me kinda happy. Okay, gonna go in here. Press F4 so we can look at the shape, see what we're doing first. And what I want to do is just select the actual element itself. As you can see, there's a lot of parts on it, yeah? I'm gonna go for the red. Is that red? Whatever this is. Better be red. Okay, now if I do a Control I, all the other parts in this model, they can be blue, and this part here can be red again. Alright, next. what I'm going to do is hide this piece. With this piece hidden, it's going to be a lot easier to select the other pieces as we go along as well. Just let autosave do its funky thing. Okay, autosave's done its funky thing. So, hide this selection. Move on to the next piece. Okay, bloody thing. Just realised nothing was selected there. Hide selection. There we are. Okay, now we've got this kind of grid going on here. Let's just select that. There's a lot of parts to it. Now, if you remember, we used blue for some of the parts. Let's do yellow for hard mechanical. Okay, and what I'm going to do as well is there's a few parts in here that I don't want hard mechanical, like that. Let's use my select tool rather than my select to move. That, that, and that. So for those I'm going to assign them to red. And then just hide it away again. And all we're doing is just going through the entire model and basically doing this. So again, just select this part and this part. Do that, do a Control I, and assign the blue. I mean, you know, even if you're not going to use a secondary renderer, it's still going to look fairly madly pretty, isn't it? Albeit a bit weird. You can see all our bolts and bits as well now, which is kind of cool. Okay, and again, select by element, that one and that one. Just wrong one, assign, then assign. And remember, you need to keep some level of normalcy here. You need to obviously keep your weapon kind of design, sorry, color scheme constant. This is something that took me quite a long time to learn, actually. You know, you really do need to keep your weapon design constant. Well, your weapon colors constant, rather. Okay, gonna go into here and just assign. See, these aren't in the right place, but we can do a quick repair of this piece. We just go to local on the move axis. There we are. That'll make things a little bit easier in the long run. Okay, let's hide this selection. Actually, before we do, if this is a single element here, are there any alternate elements? Or is this just one object? It's just one object, that's cool. Hide selection. You'll see we're kind of burning through this fairly quickly. It doesn't take long to assign our basic materials to this. Now we've got this one, which is our front, so I'm going to assign mat 3 to the inside of it, but for the outside I'm going to assign this one. So let's just go around this. The inside's obviously a separate model. So what I want to do here is select my internal hoses. Now for my hoses I've got this nice colour here, so I'm going to assign that material. And then, oh dear, I've kept these all separate, never mind. They still count as mechanical parts, so just slowly rotate around my model. I'm not rotating the model, obviously. Now this is something that's going to take not that long, okay? It's only literally a short job. And if you look at my timer for how long I've taken, it's 9 minutes 40. I mean, I'm spending a lot of this explaining what I'm doing to you anyway. Okay, I'm going to assign this white one to there. Come round. Got to do it on this side as well. First of all, I'll select the hoses. Make sure that they have a material assigned to them. Doesn't look like they do, so I'm going to assign this one. Now I'm going to select these. You'll notice I'm not doing obviously in edge poly mode, just so that I can, or edged face mode, just so that I can kind of get down this a little bit quicker. Notice it lags behind me a little bit. Nearly done. That should be it. Let's have a look. Okay. And with that selection as well, I'm just going to hide it. So hide selection. Hide my hoses. Hide this part. Hide these ones as well. Actually, the less we have on the screen, the easier it's going to be for us. Still going, nearly there. Funny, I always end up doing weapon tutorials on 3D Palace, and I always say, oh, no more weapon tutorials. But they just go hand in hand with the robots so much. Okay, hide selection. Next, going to grab these 3 poles. And all these. And make them yellow. Then hide selection. That's going to be red. I said red. Duh. Hide selection. Bolts are all going to be the same colour once we're done. These parts are probably this one. So just getting everything to kind of match up at this point. Hide selection. You'll notice a lot of our bolts have now vanished. Still got this attachment thing at the back here. Again, hide selection. 3 hoses. They're going to be that colour. Got more than that though, we've got these ones too. Lovely and complex. And if you've been following along obviously, then hopefully you're getting a bit of pleasure out of seeing all the work that you put into the model. If you haven't followed along, then hopefully it'll give you the impetus you need to come and basically join in, enjoy doing this, because it is fun. There we go. Back over here, as you can see, we're just literally got debris now. That dust stuff. Down here, going to attach a yellow material, then this one's going to be red, yellow, hide selection, then down here, where all these little gubbins are, we'll make them this colour. Unhide all. Yes, I want to unhide all layers. And now suddenly we have this, which is gun, obviously. Now, I don't expect for a second that these shades are going to match up, okay? Life is never that kindly. However, if it's even close, then that's a good thing. Okay, so this is our robot with its gigantically huge weapon on. And what we're going to do now is save this off, and I'm going to export everything in this scene into Keyshot. So the next thing you're going to see is Keyshot. So till then, bye bye.